What's up, everybody? Gibson's Lawn Service checking back in with another. I'm gonna talk a little loud because I don't want to turn down this AC. It's blasting. Look, if you have employees or employee, you want to keep your employee or employees as happy as possible, because a lot of owners won't admit it. They need their employees once you reach a certain level. I see when you're in my stage, I'm solo, maintaining the properties I maintain. I can handle them. It's not a problem. Only problem comes in on my end when landscaping jobs are involved. Typically what I do, since I'm a solo guy, I put an ad on Facebook Marketplace. I go round up one or two guys. If you round up two, one of them ain't gonna show up, the other one gonna show up. You can pretty much get a good day's work out of them. I'm mainly talking about the guys that have a full-time employee. You want to keep that one employee as happy as possible. Because if you throw another 15 or 20 properties on my list, I need help. Ain't no way around it. So let's just say I got one full-time guy. We banging out 70 every week. 60, 70 every week. That's a cakewalk. It's pretty easy. Now, everybody don't pay their trimmer man $20 an hour. But let's just say we're paying our trimmer man $20 an hour. And he busts a window. Do not make your employee pay for the window unless he are breaking windows back to back to back. Here's why I say that. Now, if he busts one window a year, that's kind of average, because your employee ain't gonna care how you care. Let's say he busts one window. Now, if it's a house window, it's 200 on up. If it's a window on a car, if it's a side window, between 175 to 220. Back window, if it's a back window with the heat strip, that's 500 out the gate. Now look at this, I'm gonna show y'all something. If you paying your help $20 an hour, he worked 10 hours, that's $200. You don't want to take his whole day's worth of pay for a window that got busted. He gonna make you, he not gonna forget that. And at the same time, it's his fault. He should have been more careful, but he's gonna make you pay for that on the back end. So you kind of want to eat that cost. You don't want to make him pay for it. Just kind of eat it and go on by it. Because honestly, if you really done hired help, you typically pulling in between 500 to 1,000 a day. So just eat it. It's part of it. Another point I want to make. You have to look, when you're elevating in life, you want to change everything around you. You want to change every single thing around you. If you are climbing the ladder in life, don't change your finances. Like I say, if you was living comfortable off $50,000 a year, now you're making 100. Don't go buy a new truck or elevate your life. No, keep your bills low. Look, I remember before debit cards was a big thing. It's a local bank in my area. A lot of people bank with this bank. Typically, I said typically. I didn't say all. I said typically. Typically, the people that bank with this bank, they overdraft every week. Look, I remember this one bank, and I banked with them, and at the time, I was overdrafting every week. It's common. I remember I was using this bank. The full-time job I was working at, that was the bank for that company. So, before debit cards was a big thing, certain days of the week, that bank would be slam packed because everybody running in there to get their paycheck. And I noticed something. I said, man, this job, Wednesdays, Thursdays, everybody flooding this bank to get their check. This other job to get paid on Fridays, I never see them people in the bank getting their check. Never. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the place, but it's a refinery in my area. I've never seen none of them guys run into that bank to get their doggone check. I said, okay. So when debit cards became popular, Thursday, Friday, Walmart slam packed when it's time to get groceries. Majority of people on this side of town have gotten paid, and they flood, getting groceries, this, that, and the other. And I still use this bank. This is what this bank started doing, because they noticed a high rate of overdraft. So this is what they did. Hey, we'll let y'all overdraft up to $350. And I'm sure it's higher now. This bank also does this. Kids going back to school in August, we giving going back to school loans. Christmas time coming around, we giving Christmas loans. You need a car, we giving loans. If you got an account with this bank, they will always give you a loan. It don't matter what your doggone credit score is. So I still bank with this bank. So I said, man, I got a check from a client today. I said, you know what? I'm going to put it in this account. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to put it in this account. Pull in at the bank. I realized what day it was. It's payday. Each bay is filled with cars. I said, well, man, I go in. I just got a $130 check. It's a $135 check. I didn't want to slide it through my business checking account. I'm going to throw it in my personal account, whatever. I go in. The lady at the counter is taking care of the people in the drive-thru. So another lady arguing about nothing, not arguing, but going back and forth about nothing. This lady over here overdrafted. I said, man, I can't, you don't want to be around that. It's negativity. So I'm saying, now I know I'm broke. I ain't got no doggone money. I said, but man, just because I'm broke don't mean I got to stay in the projects. If I'm going to be broke, I'd rather be broke living in a home than being broke living in the doggone projects. Started thinking, this bank don't do that. You never have a line. They're never packed. It's never a problem. So I need to start going over here. Like I say, I do all my stuff online. I just didn't want to run this $135 through my checking account. I'm just going to throw it in my personal. So I started thinking, imagine if you start changing everything in your life like that. Stop dealing with cheap clients. Start charging for estimates. Making people get on a schedule. Stop going to these banks where it's headaches, you got to wait in line. Switch barbers if every time you go in the barbershop, you got a sad story. Switch barbers. Think about it. Start changing everything around you to better yourself and watch how everything will flourish. If you constantly hanging around negative people, it's not gonna work. I remember I was talking to a client, they shop at Whole Foods Market. They take their behind, they live in Ocean Springs. They take their behind 45 minutes away to grocery shop at this Whole Foods Market. I said, why you just won't go to Walmart? It's the same thing. They said, Gibson, is not the same thing. All of my food, Gibson, is fresh. My vegetables are fresh, Gibson. My meat, my fish is fresh. I said, man, he a fool. That's what I said, he a fool. One day, me and my wife was on that side of town, which is 45 minutes away. She said, oh, they have the Whole Foods and the Fresh Market. I said, let's go in here. Let me see what this guy's talking about. The floors in the Fresh Market are brick and they're shiny. Their aisles are neat. Everything is clean. Everything is in order. It's not a basket in the parking lot. You get greeted when you walk in. I said, let me go by the meat department, see what this fool talking about. I went by the meat department. The meat, everything is cut fresh. It's clean. It's covered. I said, hey, this was when I was eating steak. I said, let me get 2 of them steaks, 2 pounds of that shrimp. Let me get some of that seasoned chicken breast you got. He pulled the white paper out. Wrapped my steak he wrapped my steaks. He didn't wrap 2 steaks together. Put 1 steak, wrapped it, set it to the side. Put the other steak, wrapped it, put it in the bag, closed it. Got my other stuff. It was just a nice experience. You don't get that at Walmart. You don't get that. Your meat's already cut at Walmart. You can go to Rouse's. You can get it at Rouse's. Everything was clean at the Fresh Market. Then I went to Whole Foods. I said, man, I see why he drive over here. Now, I can't afford to do that. They can. I can't. I got to eat at Walmart. It is what it is. I'm on the rise. It's coming. It's coming. I'll eventually only shop at Whole Foods and Fresh Markets. It's coming. But you want to surround yourself with greatness. If you surround yourself with greatness, greatness will bleed off of you. Will bleed off of you. That same job I was telling you about to give you all those loans. Oh, you have a big home improvement project? We give 401k loans as well, and it only takes 5 business days. You see that? It's designed to keep you in debt. All of it. I got what you call it? I got a notification from Cash App. They let you borrow money now. Why is that? Why is this bank giving out loans? Why is Cash App allowing you to borrow money? You want to know why? Because everybody is living in the debt train. I come from the debt train. I know that feeling when you can't sleep at night. When you run your credit cards up and then you still don't have no money because you can't pay your credit card because you're living check to check. It's a cycle. Then you run to the bank, get a loan. All right, then you run to your 401k, get a loan, and you're drowning. That is not a way to live. Get away from them people. Get away from them people. Get away from those establishments. Get away from those banks. Get away from all of that. It's mentally draining. I'm in the bank. I don't see how Netflix overcharged me. That's what this lady's saying. This lady over here want to do a wire transfer. Oh my God, it's $20 to do a wire transfer. Get away from them people.